Welcome to my national podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my national podcast. Today is a Thursday, and your boy is feeling a little under the weather today, but hey, it's Thursday. We got to get you guys your spicy book, because I know you freaky motherfuckers need your spicy book for the week, so don't worry, I got you. Alright, I'm here, I'm ready, so let's get on into it. We have our thread before we get into today's book, though, of course. Today's thread is what's something you pretended to like so you could get laid. You know, so you can get a little bit of them cheeks. All right, let's see. This girl I liked was interested in student government. She talked about how the election coming up and asked if I was going to run. I said yes, even though I had no plans to. Won the election and hardly talked to her after. She wasn't happy. Why didn't you lose on purpose? My guy. You're supposed to lose, let her win, chivalry. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you fucked up. You fucked up big time on that one. What the hell, bro? You weren't supposed to win. You know what I mean? You were supposed to just be like, oh, okay. You guys want better school lunches? Cool. If I were president, I would give you shittier school lunches. And they probably were just like, yeah, we can't have a woman as president. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know how you won, bro. That's crazy. Why didn't you let her win? Maybe his competitive side came out. Maybe he was just like, this bitch, who the fuck does she think she is? She's winning? You're winning? Oh, no. See, I wanted to clap your cheeks, but now I want to just beat you. Oh, man, he probably lost the plot, man. He lost the plot. All right, what's something you pretend to like so you can get laid? I casually smoked my first cigarette at a party to continue talking to somebody. A few months into the relationship, we were at a show and she goes out to smoke and says to me, "You don't actually smoke, do you?" I had never smoked another one since the first. Damn. See, my thing is I don't care how beautiful a girl is, bro. If she smokes cigarettes, I'm like, I'm good, bruh. You know what I mean? No, thank you. That to me is just disgusting. Like, smoking weed is one thing. It's like, I guess. But if I'm being honest with you, bro, a girl that smokes cigarettes, that's just disgusting. That's disgusting. And then on top of that is like, when she gets older, bro, she is going to be ugly as fuck. Oh my God. It's a thing where, like, if she's 20 and she's smoking and she's pretty and stuff like that, odds are in the next 5 years, she's going to look like she's 30. By the time she's 30, she's going to look like she's 45. Like, it's bad, bro. It is bad. And don't even get me started if this bitch gets really bad to a point where, she gets, like, lung cancer or has to have a tracheotomy or some shit. Got a whole fucking hole in her throat and shit. Like, nah, bro. Nah. We ain't doing that. We are not doing that. No, thank you. No, you out here dating RoboCop and shit. No, bruh. Fuck that. All right. What's something you pretended to like so you can get laid? History. Fourth year of college, I thought this girl was so adorable and found out she was into history and was in the history club. So I did what every other guy would. I joined the history club. 3 months later, I got nominated and approved to be the vice president of said club, and then she ended up transferring to a different school. Damn.
Bruh.
Y'all niggas be doing all this work just to fail, man. That sucks. Man, y'all be doing all this work just to fail. That shit sucks, bruh. Couldn't be me, though. I'm telling you, man, it's one of those things where, like, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine literally last week. And about last week. And I was asking, I'm like, why do dudes fake it? You know, like, I understand if dudes are trying to just like fake it just to smash or whatever, but some dudes fake it and then get in a relationship with the girl. Like, say they rent a Lamborghini or some shit, or they say that, you know, this fancy car is theirs or something like that. It's like, don't you think eventually, you know, she's going to realize, like, you don't own that, or you don't have that, or you're not like that, or you're not into that. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's the point? Like if she isn't going to be attracted to you without those things, like, I get it. You kind of look at it like, oh, but Aaron, the point is, you know, she's hot and I want to get laid and, you know, I want to sleep with her or I want to be with her and this and that. So if I got to fake it just a little bit, why not? But it's like, is it worth it? Because to me, I don't think it'd be worth it. If I got to constantly keep up a lie just because I'm with this girl now and all this kind of stuff, like, it's just not worth it to me. For me, I'd much rather just be like, fuck it. You know, I'm just going to tell her what it is, you know, and if she likes me, cool. If she doesn't, is what it is, man. Like, I don't know. I just think some dudes, they get so stuck in the whole, like, oh my God, she's the only girl of her kind. I'll never find one like her. And it's just like, nah, bro. You'll slowly start to realize there's like 50 million other ones just like her. You know, it's like, come on, man. There's so many others out there. You're so small-minded, I guess. Yeah, that's how I see it anyway. I don't know. I could be weird, I guess. I just don't see the benefit. I don't see the benefit in getting a girl and having to keep up this lie. That to me just sounds exhausting. Okay? That just sounds exhausting. But I don't know. All right, what's something you pretend to like so you can get laid? His band, it was bad. Like the white trash rap metal. He was very cute, but my ears couldn't take it. Damn. Damn. She did not have the heart to be like, bro, you suck. Bro, you suck. Y'all can't keep on tempo. Your singer can't sing. Like, you guys are trash. And man, I guarantee you she was that girlfriend. And I've seen this before because I used to be in a band back when I was younger. And I used to see this before where, you know, there were bands that would go up and literally it was just like the bandmates' girlfriends and maybe like their closest friends. And that was it. That was it. It was like 5 or 6 people, you know, just watching them play. And, you know, it was one of those things where, like, you kind of think to yourself, like, you know, yeah, it's a start, you know. They got to start somewhere and all that. And then you kind of realize and you're just like, damn, you know, you hear them play and you're like, oh, God. Because back when I was in, like, the, I guess, local band scene, there was a lot of bad bands. Okay, there was a lot of shitty bands. Now, look, it could be a thing where they were great in their garage, but, you know, the stage and everything like that and people watching them kind of made them maybe nervous. And so, you know, they weren't playing as good as they could. That could be an issue. But majority of the time, bro, a lot of these bands just sucked. And the reason being is because a lot of people try to, they try to mix and mash different bands that they like all into one, you know, and like I see this a lot in like underground or like local indie bands a lot. I see this where they'll be like super indie and then they'll try to like throw pop or try to throw like metal in there and it doesn't land. It doesn't land. It doesn't work. It's like, bro, you should have just stayed in your genre. Like, I don't know what you were trying to do, you know? And then there's the group that is like, they think that they're good, but they're not really good. So they're kind of like arrogant or whatever. And you're just like, bro, you have all this arrogance, but no talent. And I guarantee you she was dating a dude like that. Oh my God, because it always kind of starts with, obviously, you know, the people around you. They're like, yeah, oh, you're good. Oh yeah, it's great. You know, it's like, bro, be honest. You know what I mean? Just be honest. Oh shit. All right. What's something you pretend to like so you can get laid? Astrology and crystals facts. Bro, okay. All right. This is one where, if I'm being honest with you, like, I am super guilty of. Now, for me, I looked into astrologies and crystals, not deeply or anything like that, but just enough to hold a conversation, just because the amount of women that are into it and the amount of times you go on a date and bitches are just like, oh my God, you know, my star amethyst told me that, you know, today was going to be a great day and it's been a great day. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Yeah, you know, the microwave is in retrograde or something, you know, like, fantastic. Love it. It's just, you get to a point, like, I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, all right, bro, anytime astrology is brought up, I'm like, cool, we're done. Cool, this is over with. Yeah, all right, no second date for this one. Just because it's like, it's just not me, you know, and the like crazy level of, I don't want to say delusion, but at the same time it is delusion of like, they think the things that are happening in their life are because of the month they were born and like the stars and all that stuff. And it's just like, no, that's just life. You know what I mean? That's just life. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. You know, like that's just life, bro. I do believe that things happen for a reason, but I also believe in karma. So it's like they happen for a reason because you put that good or that bad karma out into the world. So it's like you put bad karma out into the world. Well, guess what? Some shitty shit's going to happen to you. You put good karma out in the world, you know, some good shit's going to happen to you. And that's the whole, like, it happens for a reason. Yeah. And so that's kind of how I look at it. Maybe that's just too black and white for people, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, astrology, can't do it, bro. Cannot do it. All right, what's something you pretended to like so you can get laid? Told a girl I was into BDSM just so I can get laid. Boy, do I regret ever telling her that. Yeah, because you were probably tied up. She probably tied your dumb ass up. You were over there looking like a fucking spring chicken all tied up. And it was just like, oh, damn. She probably tied you up like a pig, had an apple in your mouth, and she was just like, yeah, beating your ass with a riding crop, you stupid. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, nah, I'm good. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a little handcuff play or a little bit of craziness. You know, no, I don't mind all that. That's cool. It is what it is. But tying up, I don't know, man. That seems a little too much for you, boy. A little bit. I'd have to ease into it. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? I gotta ease into it, cause I don't know. It would have you. She'd have to really appeal it to me, you know, because the idea of BDSM, I get it. I get why it could be sexy. I get why it could be hot. But at the same time, it's like, for one, you ain't tying me up. That ain't happening. No thanks. Two, if I do, you know, I don't know. Again, because I can't see myself just like tying up a girl. I just can't do it. I can't see myself doing that. And, you know, I've always said, and I've said it many times on the show, that I kind of look at my girl like a Rolex watch, you know, and I look at it like, you know, if you're not just going to scratch up and, you know, beat up your Rolex watch, you know what I mean, just for the pleasure of it. Like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, you got to take care of it. You got to, you know, you want it to last forever. And that's kind of how I see it. I'm just like, like, I don't really, you know, like I've talked about it before, you know, the whole like idea of like slapping your girl or like hitting her and shit like that. Like, spanking is cool. That I'm all about that. But like slapping you across the face and like beating your shit while I'm fucking you, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. That to me, I'm just like, I don't know. You know, walk about that motherfucker with a black eye talking about, oh my God, that was great. That was so fantastic. And I'm just like, are you sure? Are you sure? Because you got a busted lip and a black eye, babe. Like, she's like, I do? Oh my God. It's my shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I would feel like BDSM would kind of be in the same realm of that. Maybe a little different, maybe not. But I don't know. You guys can maybe educate me on it. Because, yeah. Yeah, but I guarantee you he was the one getting tied up. Okay, what's something you pretend to like so you can get laid? His terrible taste in music. I spent 3 months pretending to like sad girl indie bands that sounded like dying whales, nodding along like this is deep while secretly dying inside. Worth it for the sex though, zero regrets until he made me go to one of their concerts. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I thought he was into like drill rap, or he was into like, you know, the you know what I mean, that bullshit, bro. Because some people just be into really shitty music. All right, I've yet to meet a girl that's into shitty music. I ain't gonna lie to you. Thank God. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. You know what I mean? Thank Jesus. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Dude, there's some people that are just into shitty music. Like, for me personally, I can't stand girls that love like rap, you know, and it's like very specific rap. A lot of times it's like that overly saturated fake gangster rap, and you're just kind of like, bro, the fuck are you listening to this shit for? You know what I mean? Like, who the hell are you? Who are you about to pop a cap in? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, like, man, that shit be weird as hell to me. But like, I don't know, because I also try to look at it like my taste in music ain't always the best, you know, like I love like metal and hardcore metal music. So I know that my music ain't really like a cup of tea, but I do try to like branch out. You know, I've actually been enjoying EDM lately, weirdly enough. Like I used to think EDM was shitty music. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be just like, what the fuck is this? The boom, wow, whip, 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 boom. I couldn't get into it. I've been listening to it lately though, and I'm like, yo, this is my shit. Yeah. I don't know what about it is, but it's my shit, bro. Oh my God. There's a specific artist. I think their name is like Veloper or something like that, or Vesper or something like that. He does, or he or she, I don't know who it is. I don't want to, misgender or whatever, but they did a song for the video game Marathon, and I saw it on TikTok, and I was like, yo, this is a banger. Oh my God. And so then I went to Spotify and got the rest of their shit, and now I'm absolutely hooked to that like glitchy, fucking staticky, crazy post-apocalyptic EDM style. Like, that shit is my shit, bro. Oh my God, it's my shit. I'm like, yo, this is toy. So I don't know. I mean, the only other music that I could probably say that I don't really vibe too heavy with is country, but there are some country artists that I'm like, nah, fuck with that. You know what I mean? So it kind of depends. I try to be very open-minded when it comes to music and dating and stuff like that, but when it comes to that just like overly gangster bullshit, that stuff to me is crap. You know what I mean? I can't stand that shit. You know, and that's like the likes of like the drill rap scene, if you will. You know what I mean? Like I cannot remember his fucking name right now. King Von. Fucking can't stand that guy. Trash music, bro. That shit is trash. And everybody that makes that style of music, trash. Fuck all of y'all, man. Y'all can't make music for nothing. That shit is trash. All right. What's something that you pretended to like so you can get laid? His mom. He wanted me to meet her on our first date, and this man was so fine, I couldn't say no. Bruh. There's no way that wasn't a red flag. There's no way. See, this goes to prove, and I say this, I don't say it a lot, but I do say this on the show, that women, if they find the dude attractive enough, they will forego, they will be Ray Charles, bruh. The red flags will just be right in front of their face, and they're just like, I don't see it. What you mean? It looks great to me, you know? Oh my God, bro. Because if you went on a date with somebody, first date, and they're like, I want you to meet my parents off first rip, bro. Oh, how is that not a red flag? How is that? Like, if a girl was just like, oh yeah, I want you to meet my parents on the first date, I'd be like, for real? Are you sure? What What? Because for me personally, I only ever had one girlfriend ever meet my mom. And the reason for that is because I look at it like, yo, you got to be a special ass bitch. You know what I mean? In order for like you to meet my mom or even have the privilege of that. If I'm being real with you, like I'm not any regular old bitch is just going to meet my mom. Like, bruh, that, unless I have no plans to really make you like my girlfriend or whatever, then sure. If you're just my friend, it is what it is. But if you're my girlfriend and I'm introducing you as my girlfriend, it's like, bro, yeah, we're gonna it's gonna be a while. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna at least be 6 months until I get to the enough point. Because look, my thing is I never want to be the type of person to introduce you to my friends and my family and get close and tie and all that kind of stuff, only for you to kind of just leave me 3 months into this, or you leave me a month and a half into this, or it just, that happens far too much where, I'll start talking to a girl, we'll get acquainted, everything's good, we're going on dates, all that good stuff, and then a month goes by and she's completely ghosted your boy. I haven't seen her, heard her, nothing, and I'm thinking to myself just like, what the fuck, like, damn. All right, so now I've kind of gotten into a point where I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not really going to tell my friends about a girl or even like mention that I'm seeing somebody until it's at least been 6 months. At least, like, bitch, you're going to be a secret and you're going to like it for at least the first 6 months, because it's like, bro, I can't trust that you're going to stay even for 1 month. So yeah, man, yeah, I just think that's kind of a red flag. I think that's just kind of like a whole picking out your wedding cake on the first date red flaggish, But I don't know. You guys let me know. Okay. We'll do 2 more and then we'll end the thread. What's something you pretend to like so you can get laid? Opera. Turns out I do like it. Just not the 1 or 2 I'd heard up to that point. So I guess I only thought I was lying. I mean, and look, it's always one of those things where you can't knock it till you try it. You can't knock it till you try it. Because, like, I probably would be into opera if there was a girl that was into it and she introduced me to it. Because my thing is I don't really walk into, like, new things blindfolded. I like to walk into them with recommendation where, a friend of mine or somebody that I work with or somebody that I have friends or, whatever it may be, they're just kind of like, oh, hey, you should check this person out. I know it's not usually your shit, but like, I found it to be really good. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I go home and I'll check it out. And then I'll kind of judge it from there. I'm like, oh, this was good. I'll continue to listen to it. This was bad. I'm not going to continue to listen to it. So yeah, like I'm always in the mindset of like, don't knock it till you try it because you never know. You never know. So I'm about it. I feel it. All right, let's get on to our last one. What's something you pretended to like so you can get laid? Craft beer. I was nodding like I could taste notes of oak and citrus when it mostly just tasted like regret. Yeah. Look, if I'm being honest with you, anybody who sits there and says craft beers taste like certain things or they're all different from each other, fucking lying, bro.
Stop the cap.
Like they're not. Okay, they're not. They don't taste any different. Yeah, because like me and my best friend Alex, okay, we like to go to bars every once in a while. We'll go every once in a while and whatnot, and we do the whole flight thing where it's just like a bunch of beers and they're like sample sizes and stuff like that. And we don't really like drink to get drunk. It's just kind of we just go out and we're just talking, catching up, whatever, just adult shit. And I remember one time we went to a place that he had recommended, or I think he got recommended it, something like that. And they were like, oh yeah, we do craft beers, this and that. He wanted to try it. So I was like, sure, why not? And every single one of them taste exactly the fucking same. It all tastes like bitter ass fucking wheat water. Like, bro, like that's all it is. It's just bitter ass fucking wheat water. Like, shut up. Craft beers don't taste like nothing, man. You can squeeze oranges. You can fucking put all the shit you want in it. It's not going to change the taste. It may change the taste on like the first sip. Like the first initial sip, you're like, oh, okay. But the more you drink it, the more it's just going to taste like beer. That's all it really is at the end of the day. It's just gonna taste more like beer. So it's like, it's not really worth paying the extra premium for a craft beer. It's not. Go get you some old basic ass shit and get drunk and get the fuck out of my face. Golly, man. Oh my god. But that's gonna go ahead and be today's thread. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys have ever done something stupid or weird or out of the ordinary to get laid, let me know what you think about down in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. All right. We'll get through announcements and we'll get right into our book. So, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast. Get that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all the support. I do appreciate you guys and love you so much. Thank you for coming out every week, downloading the episodes, as well as rating us 5 stars. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for if you want to help out even more, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. Sometimes my mind just be on like autopilot, I forget the last 5 things I said. My voice is dying and running out, so we're going to get right on into our book for today. All right.
38. Dahlia. I spent the last couple of days hating, cursing, and metaphorically stabbing a voodoo doll with Cain Davenport's face all over it. It got so bad that I momentarily thought of going back and punching him in the face or doing something more drastic, like breaking either his arm or his leg so he could kiss his beloved hockey career goodbye. That urge was mounting when I got in touch with Megan on my new phone, and she sent me pictures of the Vipers' latest win and said I missed an amazing game. He can still play amazing games, so maybe I should ruin his final college season. Maybe I let him off the hook too easily and should have hurt him as badly as he tore me apart. I should have burrowed so deep beneath his skin that he'd be tossing and turning in bed, unable to sleep, his head only full of thoughts of me. I should have made him so attached to me that life without my presence feels bland and tasteless. Because that's how it's felt for me lately, no matter how tough I tried to act. But now, I won't get the chance to act on my promises because he's come here of his own volition, asking for it. I jump up, storm back to the garage, and reach for the axe, my hand shaking around the chipped wooden handle as I rush back outside.
Are you going to stab me with that?
He asks nonchalantly. It pisses me off. How could he still look absolutely gorgeous in a brown wool coat, dark denim jeans, and a beige cardigan? His hair is styled back, his face is covered with a light stubble, and those eyes, icy, cool, and downright provocative. Why isn't he a mess? How can he be so put together? I told you I'd kill you if I saw you again. I point the axe at him. Don't blame me for your chopped-off arm. He pulls his hands from his pockets and opens them wide.
Do it.
My hand freezes on the cool handle.
Which one?
He stretches out his right hand.
My dominant arm for maximum damage. I'll give it to you.
As if you'd let me hurt your precious arm.
I would.
What about hockey?
Irrelevant.
You're bluffing.
Try then. If you attack me, I won't move.
There's no hint of mockery in his voice. It's firm and grounded, and I just know that if I do attack, he'll let me injure him. I let the axe fall to the ground, its clang echoing in the silence. You've lost your mind.
I don't, usually. I'm actually the calmest person I know, and the voice of reason in the middle of a storm. But all those qualities seem to vanish when you're around.
His voice isn't as commanding as it normally is. There's a weariness to it, making it a bit huskier. Now that I look closer, faint dark circles surround his eyes. So it's my fault? Emotions rip my chest open, and my words come out too guttural, too harsh.
Yes. You ruined my life, and I need you to take responsibility.
I storm toward him and punch him in the chest. You're the one who ruined my life. Punch. You lied to me. Punch. Used me. Punch. Made me trust you. then betrayed me. Kane doesn't move, doesn't attempt to stop or even console me. He lets me drive my fists into him over and over until my strength wanes and my eyes sting. I'm not going to cry. I will not let this asshole see me cry. I'm so mad at myself for not being able to stab him, hurt him as much as he hurt me. But the very thought of his pain only brings me pain. Just when the hell will these emotions disappear? I need to get over him and go back to the life I knew before him, even if I don't clearly remember it.
Are you done?
His words are smooth as silk.
Will you listen to me now?
There's nothing you could say that I'd want to listen to. I step away, my shoulders hunched, all my fight gone. Just go away and don't show me your face again.
Not going to happen. So either you listen to me, or I'll stay here until you will.
This motherfucker. I glance back at the house and Vi, who will probably have a panic attack if she sees him. Worse, what if Jude is also here? She becomes so weird when he's mentioned. I don't want to think about her reaction if she were to actually see him. Make it quick and leave, I say.
I never used or betrayed you. Technically, I didn't lie to you either.
His words clash with the wind and slap me across the face. I think I'm really going to stab him this time. So, you're knowing about Violet, about the reason why I even approached you, is not a lie? Toying with me while you knew everything was not using me?
It's not.
He spills out a harsh breath, his chest straining against his cardigan.
I never toyed with you. Do you believe I'd be with someone as difficult as you if I were toying with you? Do you think I liked it when you were trying to figure me out? When you put your nose in my business and tried everything under the sun to make me lose control? I hated it. I hated it so much it messed with my head. I tried to keep my distance and discard you. But we wouldn't be here if I'd succeeded. So no, Dahlia, there was no using or betrayal involved. I decided to keep you after that time I fucked you on the hood of my car. Nothing and no one will change that. Not even you.
Fire bubbles up my spine, and a ticking time bomb launches a countdown in my head. Tick, tick. Every tick is shoving me closer to the edge. Are you even sorry about your lies? Your omission of the truth? I bang a hand against my chest. I trusted you. I fucking trusted you, and you stomped all over it.
I didn't choose for Violet to be Jude's target.
But you chose to give him her file. You chose to exchange the results of the DNA found under her nails.
I didn't know her or you at the time. Besides, he would have found her whether or not I was involved.
Those are the exact words Vi said, and I hate it. I hate that they're both pushing me into a corner. I hate that everything I did over the past few months was for nothing. But what I hate the most is giving my heart for the first time, and to this bastard of all people. Did you stalk her then? Were you one of the people who made her life hell prior to the attack for your precious friend?
Not on all accounts. I haven't been involved with Violet since the time I took Jude to your old neighborhood in Stantonville, and I have no knowledge of what transpired between them prior to what happened to her.
And what exactly happened to her?
I take it that she didn't tell you herself. In that case, I won't either. It's not my story to tell.
I grind my teeth. The fact that he knows what the hell happened and I don't is driving me insane. No matter how much I beg Vi to tell me, she just shuts down. I inhale deeply, my chest inflating with so many pent-up emotions. Let's say you didn't know me when all this started. Then what about after? Why did you talk to me that first time in the arena and give me hope that I could join Vencor? What about then? He runs a hand through his hair, tense, unlike his usual composed self.
You captured my interest.
What?
That day, the first time I saw you in that unsightly neighborhood, I wanted to see you again. I made myself think I wanted to protect you from Jude, which is why I made arrangements for you to be offered a scholarship into GU. It's why I put on the whole show about the initiation.
A show where you showed me my worst nightmare and fucked me like a beast on the ground?
I won't make excuses for that. I didn't truly know you at the time, and I had to make it convincing, and while I'd never psychologically torture you if I could get a redo, I still enjoyed the sex, as I know you did. I truly am sorry about digging up your childhood trauma. I don't want to hurt you, and I feel bad about that, especially after seeing how much it affected you. Truth is, I'd wanted to own you since I first saw you, and I foolishly thought fucking you once would be enough. It wasn't. All that first time managed to do was unleash the animal lurking inside me. In reality, I wanted you in my space, selfishly. Even if I had to make you think you'd possibly get into Vincor, it didn't matter, as long as you didn't get close to anyone but me.
My lips tremble. My whole body does. Sweat covers my palms, and I swipe them against my jeans, hoping this whole thing will go away. His confession still rings in my ears and churns in my stomach. Kane takes a step forward, and I take one back. He stops, hesitating. Kane Davenport actually opens his mouth, then closes it again. Something I never thought he'd be capable of. His chest expands before he speaks again.
I won't deny my involvement in what happened to Violet, but that I hid the truth from you. It might seem like an excuse, but I just wanted you, Dahlia, no matter the method. I realize that was wrong. I realize you hate me for it, and that's okay. I'll keep coming back and asking for your forgiveness until you offer it.
You'll be wasting your time, I say over the stupid tears trying to escape. I'll never forgive you. Not when you're aiding the man who's placed a target on my sister's back.
Jude won't hurt her. You have my word.
Only if I agree to be with you. Is that it?
No, I won't use her against you. Not when I know how much she means to you. That's why Jude doesn't and won't know about my visit. I use everything at my disposal to locate you, but he doesn't have the same access to the resources I do, especially since Julian picked one of the unmapped safe houses. You guys are safe.
My lips part, but I seal them again. I still won't forgive you. Kane reaches a hand out, and before I can stop him, he wraps it around my waist, pulling me close to him. His fingers burn through my clothes, and my heart jolts as if it's been shocked back to life. God, I almost forgot how delicious he smells. Calming, too. A week ago, all I wanted was to bury my face in his chest and fall asleep. Now I'm so mad at him, I want to hurt him.
I'll wait for you until you do.
I lift my chin. You'll be waiting for a long time. He drops a kiss on my nose.
As long as it takes to get back what's mine. And you are fucking mine, Wildflower. Don't forget that.
Ugh! My groan is loud as I flop onto the stool facing Vi. She pours me a cup of coffee and slides a plate of scrambled eggs in front of me. But I'm focused on the view through the kitchen window. Kane's standing by his car, his left hand in his pocket and his right hand scrolling through his phone. As if sensing I'm there, he lifts his head and flashes me a smile, then waves. I glare back. He's there all the time, shoveling snow when I try to, doing our grocery shopping and buying us more shit than we need. Following me if I go out at night for a walk. Always there. Like a damn parasite. Fucking asshole, I mutter, and then angle my chair so I'm not facing him. Why doesn't he just go away? He's been there for 2 weeks, doll. Missing 3 games in the process without batting an eye. He said he feigned an injury nonchalantly, but you know that's serious, not to mention school and practice. Vi smiles as she sits opposite me, a coffee in hand. I don't think he'll be going away anytime soon. Well, I didn't force him to miss his games. I stab my fork into the eggs. It's not my fault he's sabotaging himself and his team. Instead of this vicious cycle, maybe you can just turn the page? Not even if he stands there his entire life. I narrow my eyes. Why are you taking his side? I'm on your side. You've clearly been suffering since you came here. You've been restless lately, taking apart the radio, the mixer, and other electronic devices and putting them back together again, often breaking them in the process. I take a sip of the bitter coffee. I said I'll buy a new mixer. It's not about that. Her eyes soften. You're kind of destructive without a purpose, and you really hate that you're not in college or in the lab juggling a million projects at the same time, don't you? What about the scholarship you worked your ass off for? You're going to lose it just like that? My chest tightens, but I say, doesn't matter. It does to me. She pats my hand on the table. Listen, I know it's hard, even impossible for you to trust people, and you never had friends. Not true. I have you. And Megan. She's really sweet. You'll love her. I wince. Not that you'll get to meet her since she's in that town. All right, but my point stands. Trusting people is foreign territory to you, so when Kane broke that trust, it hurt you badly. You don't want to be in pain again, which is why you're pushing him away. But ask yourself, Dahlia, what hurts more? Losing him or being with him? My fingers loosen around the fork and I glance sideways. I flinch when I find Kane still staring at me. Geez. I stab the egg again and glare at Vi. What? She asks. What did he tell you that time I came back from the library and found you feeding him in the kitchen? Why are you this chill about the whole thing? The only upside of Kane's presence is that Vi has kind of relaxed, and she's not always watching the windows as if she'll be kidnapped by the boogeyman. She still looks out the windows, but it's more of a habit now. He said it was unnecessary to tell you, but I disagree. Actually, I lean closer. Kane forced Jude to delete my name from his list. He offered him the entire list in return. No way. Julian implied that's the only way Kane can keep Jude under control. Well, he gave that up for you. Her shoulders drop. I wish he'd stop his friend instead of enabling him, but I guess there's nothing we can do about that. The point is, he's serious about you, doll. It's up to you to decide whether or not you're serious about him. My grip tightens around the cup. So what if I am? What if I love him? Those feelings will eventually die, and I'll be stuck in a world where I'm always an outsider. Kane and I shouldn't have crossed paths in the first place. And you're okay with that? Not fighting? That's so unlike you. There's nothing to fight for. Pity. I would have loved to see you have someone you truly wanted. Won't be happening. I whisper and swallow a huge bite of food, nearly choking. It's just not happening. I will never forgive him. 39. Dahlia. The following morning, Kane disappeared. This happened after I couldn't sleep that night. Tossing and turning, I kept thinking about what Vi said. It didn't help that when she brought me a glass of milk before bed, she offered to follow me to Greystone Ridge if I chose to go back. She said that while trembling, while looking like she was on the verge of a panic attack, but she still insisted on facing her demons and hoped it would inspire me to face mine. My soft, entirely innocent, and a bit of a scaredy-cat sister has been more courageous than I ever will be. She also forgave Kane. She always took him snacks and told him good morning. She talked to him, even when I tried to pull her away. though I'm not sure whether or not she was doing that genuinely or forcing it for my sake. There are a lot of strange things about Vi lately, and the worst part is that she barely tells me anything. Anyway, when I woke up today with a headache and deep apprehension, I still showered, styled my hair, and put on a white knitted dress I got from the local Target. I even put on red lipstick. Kill me. Talk about trying too hard. But when I walk into the kitchen and glance out the window, there's no one. Not the flashy sports car that the neighborhood kids begged to take pictures with, and not Kane standing in front of it. Just nothing. My shoulders hunch as I tilt sideways to see if he's parked along the street, though he never has before. He only leaves for a few hours to shower and change clothes in a local hotel, then he comes back, often with groceries. He also only sleeps a few hours per night in the hotel and is always there when I wake up, and for some reason, it made me feel safe to know he was out there. But now, he isn't. He left early last night. Vi slides a coffee cup in front of me. I clear my throat. I don't care. You sure about that? You look like you're going to cry. I wipe my eyes with the back of my hand just in case. I'm fine. Even as I say the words, my rib cage closes around my heart, squeezing until I struggle to breathe. Asshole. Liar. He said he'd wait for as long as it takes, but that's apparently only 2 weeks. Though he did miss his hockey games, but they don't have a game today. I'm sure he'll come back. Vi rounds the island and hugs me. He looks so pretty. It's his loss if he doesn't. I grab my phone and pause when I notice a few texts from Megan and him. I open Kane's text so fast, I'm surprised I don't drop the phone.
Kane, something urgent has come up. I have to go back. I'll return tomorrow if I can.
I keep staring at the words with my fingers hovering over the keyboard. For these past couple of weeks, he's often texted me. Sometimes about groceries or what I want to eat. Other times, it's to check on me. His last text before this was, "I miss you, wildflower," which might have contributed to my sleepless night. And because I planned on actually talking to him today, I type, "Me. Is everything okay?" I watch the screen for so long, I forget to blink. But there's no reply. He doesn't even read it. I scroll back to Megan's text that she sent early this morning and freeze. Megan. OMG, OMG, OMG. You won't believe what happened last night. Megan. Preston's car was thrown off a cliff and blew up. Kane and Jude were also there. Megan. Girl, where are you? The phone clatters to the counter and I pick it up with shaky fingers. My face heats and a wave of panic chokes my throat, my breaths coming in low, choppy sounds. A morbid feeling I've only felt when I heard about Vi's attack explodes in my chest. Fear. All I keep thinking about is the last time I saw him, yesterday morning, when he smiled and waved. And I glared at him, then ignored him. I even ignored him for the rest of the day, staying cooped up in my room and reading a boring medical book because I couldn't stop thinking. Because I was too caught up in my head to face him. And now this? I know I'm unlucky, but not to this extent. It just can't be. I don't know how I typed the text to Megan. Me. Are they okay? Megan. OMG, finally! IDK, though. I know for sure that the trio were together before, or was it after, the car was thrown off the cliff and blew up. The entire team is freaking the fuck out, as you'd expect, because they have no further info, and Ryder isn't answering my calls. Me. There's no news from anyone? Megan. No, probably because their families are blocking it, but rumor has it that the Wolves captain was standing at a viewpoint, watching with popcorn. That bitch Marcus is gonna get it one of these days. Marcus. Of course it's fucking Marcus. It's a known fact that his father never recognized him, and the only reason he has the family's last name is because the grandfather wanted some form of guarantee for the future. I asked him once, "Do you hate them?" Marcus merely smirked as he stared at the sky.
Hate? No, they're not worth such emotions. I'll so ruin each and every one of them until all their precious heirs are squashed beneath my feet. Just because I can.
I thought he was talking shit. How could he, a nobody like me, even get close to the gods, let alone crush them? But it's happening. It's him. He was lurking in the shadows for so long, but he's finally taking action. I lift my head and stare at my sister. Vi, You need to go back. I know. She smiles gently, even though her face pales. I'll come with you. A couple of hours later, I'm back in the town I thought I'd never step foot in again. This time with Vi. She stays back with Megan, who showers her with love and 1,000 questions. But to my dismay, my roommate still doesn't know much about what's going on except for the rumors, each one worse than the previous. There's talk of retrieving bodies. No injuries, just corpses. I refuse to think about that and take a cab to the Davenport house. The driver can't go past Ravenswood Hill's security gates, but I can since I was whitelisted by Helena. I hope I still am. So I hop out of the car and run the rest of the way. My legs burn and my heart is in my throat, but I keep calling Kane and getting an out-of-service reply. With each failed call, my brain fogs up and I resist the urge to cry. I'm panting when I reach the big gate. My dress sticks to my back and my new pair of white sneakers, one of the dozen pairs that Kane gifted me for Christmas, starts to give me blisters. I bang on the hard metal, my hands stinging. Is anyone there? Open the door! A golf cart appears in the distance, and the gate slowly creaks open. Samuel. He stops the cart in front of me.
If you'd called ahead, we would have arranged for a smoother pickup. Please, get in, Miss Thorne.
As soon as I'm sitting beside him, I blurt out, "Where's Kane?"
Unavailable.
Unavailable how?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Samuel doesn't say another word, no matter how many times I ask him about Kane. He merely drives me to a different entrance to the garden and stops.
You can wait here.
Where's Helena? I ask as I step out.
Outside.
He says, then drives away without a single word. I trudge along the cobbled path, my chest feeling so heavy I can barely stand. Grabbing the bowl full of fish food, I crouch by the pond and toss some in. Sora doesn't come over or fight the others, mostly swimming by himself at the edge. Hey, are you also mad at me? My eyes burn and I throw a few nibbles his way. I'm sorry I called you fat and an asshole. I take it back, okay? Come over. The other koi fish eat the food, but he barely opens his mouth. Sora, please. A breeze blows my hair back and sends leaves from the camellia trees into the pond. I bend over to remove the nuisance, unsure if they could harm the fish. I slip, and the bowl falls over. The fish and Sora go crazy over all the food, and I close my eyes, resigning myself to the fact that I'm going to fall into the water. A large hand wraps around my waist and lifts me up at the last second. My yelp ends in a gasp when I'm spun around, and my front is flattened against a hard, muscular chest.
I must say, I don't like the sound of you begging someone else.
His deep, slightly rough voice invades my ears and sets my skin ablaze, and the earth shifts beneath my feet. The wind ruffles his hair back, and he looks a bit worn out. But he's right here. His tall, imposing figure is a dark silhouette against the soft glow of lantern lights and the gentle sway of the trees. His jaw is clenched, the faintest tension creasing his brow. But his arm around my waist is firm, warm, grounding me as the world spins in disbelief. The scent of damp earth fills the air, snowflakes drifting down around us like fragile confetti, but all I can focus on is the hard planes of his chest against me, the heat of his body encompassing mine, all of him, here, alive. But it still feels unreal. Maybe this is a figment of my imagination. Kane, you're here.
I'm the one who's supposed to say that.
He strokes my waist, his fingers gentle and possessive at the same time.
Not that I'm complaining.
Megan said there was an accident with Preston, and you were there, and...
And you were worried about me.
There's a small light in his eyes. A flash of careful hope, maybe. Of course I was. I hit his chest, tears streaming down my cheeks. I thought you jumped off the cliff to save Preston or something. I would have never forgiven you if you'd done that.
Good thing I didn't then.
A light smirk tilts his lips.
I'd hate it if you didn't forgive me. My worst nightmare.
Are you joking around right now?
I'm dead serious. I hate it when you give me the cold shoulder. I hate it when I can't touch you, but most of all...
His right hand strokes my cheek, wiping away the tears.
I hate when you cry because of me.
Says the man who gets hard at the sight of my tears.
Different tears. The ones you release because you love it when I fuck you. These, however, I loathe.
Then you shouldn't get into dangerous situations. For Preston or anyone else.
I will try not to. For these beautiful eyes.
My nails sink into his shirt. So, you won't abandon it completely?
I can't. Preston and Jude are my family. They're the only family I've ever had. You can't ask me to abandon my family. Just like I can't ask you to abandon Violet.
Is that why you got Jude off her case? Even if it meant sacrificing your leverage over him?
Yes.
Why? So she'd be on your side?
So you'd be on my side. Everything I did for you, Dahlia. Not anyone else. Just you.
He drops his forehead to mine, his hot breaths skimming my skin as he closes his eyes.
I can't live without you. I don't want to live without you or your warmth, your nosiness, or your spirit that overflows into mine. The few days where I couldn't find you were hell on earth. You were everywhere, but I couldn't see you. It turned me into a fucking madman.
Kane. The lump in my throat is so big, I can't properly form any words.
It's okay if you can't forgive me now. I'll wait for months or years if that's what it'll take. Just let me be close by. Let me see you. Let me protect you. Let me breathe you in.
His hand wraps around my jaw, and he inhales me.
My obsession with you might have started as a form of limerence, a need to possess and dominate, an urge to prove that you're a phase and mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. But you have slithered between my heart and ribcage, and I'm unable to breathe without you. You've conquered me heart and soul, Dahlia. I don't know what love is, and whether or not it's real, but if it exists, you're its definition for me.
He opens his eyes again, and they're darker and the clearest I've ever seen.
Why are you crying again?
Because you're not supposed to say shit like that when I'm so jaded. I sink my fingers into his hair. Asshole.
I'm sorry.
He whispers, dropping a kiss on the top of my nose. You're not. You're not sorry that you're the first man I've loved. The only man I've ever loved, and probably the only man I'll ever love. You had me in the palm of your hand and refused to let me go, no matter how much I think about it. I just can't let you go either. No matter how much I tried to deny it, I'm miserable without you.
Is that so?
His features ignite in a myriad of colors. Shut up. I swear, if you hurt me again... His lips cover mine, and my words end in a groan, but he quickly pulls back.
Won't be happening. You have my word.
You better keep your word. You know I can ice you out.
I'm well aware. You'll be my queen. Actually, you already are.
even if we're worlds apart?
You're my world. If anyone dares to touch you, I'll end their miserable life.
You're awful.
You love it, Wildflower.
I smile and he kisses me again. This time, deeper, slower, and for the first time in my life, I breathe properly. Kane broke the unlucky chain. He's my knight in shining armor in the most unconventional way. I've always lived on the run, but I'm ready to stop now and just be with him.
All right. And that has been today's episode. We have one more episode with this book left, and that'll be next week. And then I have a special surprise for you guys that following week. So stay tuned for that. Love you guys all. I appreciate you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow if you're on Patreon, or I'll see you on Sunday. All right. Love you guys all. Peace.